The silence inside the research bay felt different, now heavy, charged, like the air itself was waiting for something to happen. Dr. Holden stood in front of the containment cylinder. The severed alien head floated quietly in its suspension gel, but something about it had changed. The veins beneath its gray, leathery skin pulsed faintly, as if responding to Holden's presence. He moved closer, unable to stop himself. Every rational part of his mind screamed that this was wrong, that he should leave, call security, or at least wake Captain Reyes. But the whisper-soft hungry pulled him in. He raised a hand and pressed his palm against the cold glass. The alien's eyes slit, twitched, not fully opening, just a slight motion, like a muscle remembering life. Holden's breath caught. He stepped back, but the connection was already there. Images hit him all at once, violent, chaotic flashes. A barren landscape filled with towers of bone, rivers of silver fluid flowing through enormous trenches shaped like veins. A sky made of convulsing black clouds that pulsed like a heartbeat. And then, the most horrifying image. Thousands of these alien heads, connected through fleshy tendrils to a massive organism buried deep beneath the planet's crust. All of them alive. All of them watching. All of them waiting. Alden gasped, falling to his knees. His nose began to bleed, the crimson drops falling onto the metallic floor in quick succession. He wiped his upper lip with trembling fingers and stared at the red stains. Something was in his blood now. Something moving. Something whispering. Behind him, the overhead lights flickered. One of the lab monitors flashed with distorted symbols, jagged, geometric shapes that pulsed like they were alive. Holden's breath quickened. He recognized these shapes. He didn't know how he knew them, but he did. They were instructions, not written for humans. Written for him. He staggered toward the terminal, eyes glazed, fingers trembling but drawn to the screen. The alien voice crawled up his spine like icy hands. It didn't speak in words. It spoke in impulses, commands. Embedded in thought, he typed without understanding why, without fully knowing what he was unlocking. A robotic beep echoed through the lab. Containment lock. Disengaged. Holden froze. The cylinder hissed, depressurizing. The gel level began to lower. He didn't remember pressing anything. He didn't even remember walking to the terminal. But he couldn't move. The paralysis was psychological, not physical, the alien presence rooting itself deeper. The cylinder slid open. Mist rolled across the floor, teen and cold. The alien head moved, not by muscles, but by intention. Its single eye slowly peeled open, revealing a shining black iris that absorbed the room's light. Holden felt his mind cracking under the weight of its gaze. Infinite knowledge, violent, ancient, forbidden, flooded into him. Every nerve in his body shivered like it was being rewired. You're alive, he whispered, voice shaking. A pulse thrummed through the air. Not a sound, but a wave. A command. Holden screamed, his body arched backwards, fingers curling unnaturally as veins bulged beneath his skin, glowing faintly with a sickly silver light. His mind burned. His vision blurred. The alien presence dug deeper, searching, probing, reshaping. And then it stopped. Silence swallowed the room. Holden collapsed, gasping violently. The nosebleed had become a stream now, trickling down his chin. He wiped it with a shaking hand. His reflection in the glass panel caught his eye. Something was wrong. His pupils had transformed, elongated, black, and alien. He staggered to his feet. His breathing slowed. His trembling ceased. When he spoke, the voice wasn't entirely his. It begins. He turned toward the exit. The alien head remained floating, staring silently as if satisfied with its work. As Holden left the lab, he notice the faint silver lines spreading across the research bay floor, vein-like shapes branching outward from the open containment unit like roots, searching for new life. Outside the lab, the corridors of the outpost were dark, and nearly silent. Only the distant hum of life support systems echoed faintly through the metal walls. Everyone else was sleeping, unaware, unprepared. Holden walked slowly, methodically, like a man dreaming with his eyes open. Something moved beneath his skin, tiny shifts, subtle pulses like microscopic creatures swimming through his bloodstream. He didn't fight it anymore. The fear was gone, overwritten by a cold clarity. He wasn't alone in his mind. He wasn't human anymore. He paused at the hallway junction, gripping the railing as a wave of dizziness washed over him. The whisper returned, stronger now. It told him where to go, what to do, who to infect next. A smile stretched across his face, thin and unnatural. He headed toward the crew quarters, but halfway down the corridor, his steps faltered. Pain stabbed through his skull so violently, he nearly collapsed. He clutched his head and groaned. His pulse was too slow. The alien organism wasn't done evolving. His body wasn't ready yet. It needed something it couldn't create on its own. He needed more biomass. His hollow eyes lifted toward the nearest living presence. He followed the scent of warm blood. Inside the sleeping quarters, the lights were dim, casting long, eerie shadows across the bunk. Crew members slept peacefully, unaware of the nightmare walking among them. Holden stepped inside. His breathing grew heavy. His hands twitched. His veins glowed faintly beneath his skin. He moved toward one of the bunk's officer emirs, sleeping soundly. Holden stood over him, chest rising and falling in a slow, unnatural rhythm, his expression blank, his mind not his own. Then the whisper sharpened. A command. Consu. Holden's mouth twitched, his fingers curled. But suddenly, a deafening alarm blared through the outpost. Biohazard breach in Lab Sector 4. The crew jolted awake. Holden staggered back, startled by the sound. The alien presence hissed inside his mind, furious. But it was too late. The lights snapped on. Ramirez sat up, eyes widening, as he saw Holden standing over him, bleeding nose, glowing veins, dilated alien pupils. What the hell? Holden, what's wrong with you? Holden didn't answer. He just stared. The alien head was no longer contained. The infection had begun. And Holden, its first host, knew the truth. This wasn't an accidental discovery. This was an invasion. And he was the seed.